I actually don't know how I feel about From Hare to Eternity. Part of me liked it, or I liked part of it, and some bits of it I just thought were kind of boring and not a lot happened. This is a Warner Brothers cartoon from 1997, directed by Chuck Jones and written by Stephen Fossati, and we have Frank Gorshin voicing Yosemite Sam and Greg Burson voicing Bugs Bunny. And I will have to say, I actually immediately liked Yosemite Sam in this. And normally I'm not a big fan of the character, but there was something about the way he spoke, the way he carried himself. He seemed just maybe a notch less angry and aggressive than he's done previously when voiced by Mel Blanc. And I think just toning it down that tiny notch seemed to make it much easier to get on board with the character and much easier to actually listen to him and enjoy the performance of the character. And I just wonder if Frank Gorshin had somehow voiced Yosemite for all the other cartoons, would I have preferred the character more, or is this just a one-off? I'm not sure, but either way, the voice acting is very good. The voice acting with Bugs Bunny throughout the entire thing I thought was spot on. And then the very last sentence Bugs Bunny says, it sounded different and identifiably not Mel Blanc. And I don't know why it was just that last sentence, but generally speaking, the voice acting is very good. The characters are very recognizable. As far as the narrative goes, it's an interesting concept, but I feel like the events within the narrative were not that interesting. Yosemite Sam is a pirate. He fits the role very well. And Bugs Bunny is, he has got a treasure chest that Yosemite Sam is after, of course, and, well, it's unclear who exactly is going to end up with the treasure by the end of it, and what length Yosemite Sam is willing to go to get that treasure chest. Nothing wrong with the concept. It works quite well in terms of the location, the backdrops. Visually, it is very attractive. It's not the first time, definitely not the first time we've had Bugs and Yosemite Sam on a ship. It happens quite a lot, and I feel like they use the ship as a setting quite well. But in terms of the specifics of the narrative, there was nothing about it that I thought was particularly interesting. There was nothing that I thought was kind of clever or that stood out to me as being worthy of note. So I didn't hate it. I wasn't watching it thinking this narrative doesn't work, it's badly animated, badly voice acted, whatever. None of that at all. But at no point did I think, hey, this is a good cartoon, I'm liking this. So I'm kind of on the fence with whether I feel it's a decent cartoon or not. Is the absence of problems enough to make something a good cartoon? I don't know. Maybe it is. Personally, I might watch it again just because we have a different voice cast. It's got a slightly different energy to the average Warner Brothers cartoon featuring Yosemite and Bugs. So maybe I'd watch it again at some point just for the different flavour. But in terms of the narrative being drawn to it that way, it's never going to be my first choice, let's put it that way. From Hare to Eternity is not a bad cartoon, but I certainly didn't love it.